will find the mac to your cheese and the salt to your pepper, curtido to your pupusas, your salsa to your tacos. Hey guys, welcome back to Vanessa Says What? Today we're gonna have a chit chat, a real talk, a one-on-one, just you girls and I today. I want to get into it. As by the title of the video you already know, what is a godly man? Where is my godly man? I'm making this video because growing up, guys, I was one of those girls that always dreamed about Prince Charming. When is he coming? Where is he? You know, all these thoughts about wanting the perfect husband. And I'm here to tell you guys, trust in the Lord. I remember just always on my knees constantly, all the time, every night, praying in tongues, you name it. I was just like, Lord, bring him to me, bring him to me. And a lot of the misconceptions out there are that we have to pray for a preacher man, a pastor, an evangelist, a worship leader, the youth pastor, because that's what we think makes a godly man. But in reality, a godly man is a man after God's own heart. Where is his heart? I remember growing up always thinking that, like, I need to marry a man of God. Like, if he's the youth pastor, that means he's anointed and all of this talk that there is. But I've understood and known that is not the case. That is not what I got. My husband is not a pastor. He's not an evangelist. He's not the worship leader. He's none of those things. But what he is a man after God's own heart. The way he loves me. And that's something that I want to tell you ladies out there. Don't look at that. Look at what is he made of? What is his heart made out of? Is he loving to you? Does he care for your thoughts, for the way that you feel, the way that you are? What kind of man are you looking for? Are you looking just for a man that appears to be something in person and in public? What is the man behind closed doors? You know, that's the important thing that I want you to grasp today. To know that you have to look for a man who loves himself as well, who has a good self-esteem, who's gonna be there for you when you need him. You know, that you're gonna be able to just know that when you come home from work, when you come home from a tiring day, you're gonna have a loving husband at home who's gonna hold you, who's gonna care for you, who's gonna be that godly man to tell you that God is everything for you. A lot of the times we're always wanting to find appearances. My husband is so amazing to me. He is just so wonderful. He cares for me. He has shown me God's love through my most lowest moments in life. And that is where I've seen God's work right there. That you don't have to focus right now. If you're a young girl watching, you know, focus on your studies, focus on the kingdom, focus in seeking the Lord, focus in growing with God, and then you'll see that out of nowhere, God's gonna bind you with some awesome godly man who may not look like a godly man to everyone else, but you know that deep in his heart, he has all the right intentions for you. And you know, a lot of the times I know that we have that pressure of family of what the man should look like, how should he be, but you know, God has a mysterious way of bringing that person to you in the most mysterious ways. As for me, I married the most unexpected person, I never thought I was going to marry this person, but I am glad that we connected, because I know that when I left my heart on the altar to God, and when I finally rested my spirit, because it was tiring. You become this warrior, not even warrior, but a worrier. You just start consuming yourself with, what kind of man am I gonna get? Oh, I'm in my 20s. Oh, I'm in my 30s. Or I'm in my 40s. You know, the good thing is that when you look for God, he has the best intentions for you. He really does. Like, he knows exactly what you need when you need it. At the end of the day, two become one. So God is gonna mold the both of you. If you're in a relationship right now and you don't feel the peace of God, you feel and you're seeing the red flags, you know, all over this relationship, you know, let go of that person. If you're in an abusive relationship, if you're in a verbal abusive relationship, if you're with a man who you're courting him or you're dating him, and he's telling you, he's not letting you know that he loves you, he's not making you feel like that princess, that wonderful woman, young lady that you are, then those are red flags for me. I believe that timing is determined by God's power, what we need at the time, what is necessary in our lives at the time. And I just know that God has a plan, God has a purpose, God has a man out there for you who's gonna make you happy, who is gonna know you and love you and encourage you along the way. When you fall, you're not gonna hear the words, "You're stupid." When you don't do things right, you're not gonna be pushed to the side. You know, to me, it's not even an important factor. To me, it's not, I don't add so much value into what my husband gives me or what he gave me. That I, of course, am a lady. I love to give flowers here and there, a surprise here and there, special moments here and there. But what ultimately makes me know that I found a godly man is what he tells me on a daily basis, is that he reminds me how much of a great woman I am, how much of a great mother I am to our daughter. He reminds me on the daily that he loves me, that he is there for me. I can come to him and express to him where I'm at, how I'm feeling, and I know that I'm not going to come to a judgmental man or a man who only chooses to listen half of the things that I say. He is just an amazing man, an amazing father. He is after God's own heart. And I am so glad that I allowed God to open my mind, my heart, to understand that my plans are not his plans. And scripture says it, that our plans are not his plans. So don't be afraid to break through from a relationship that you don't feel cared for or loved for or God-centered. You know, don't be afraid to say it's over, because you're not only enabling the Holy Spirit to work in you, but you're also opening so many doors to a better life, to an unconditional love that God the Father can bring through a man of God. And all the time we want to see a godly man suited up or dressed well or with the Bible, or giving you out the verses in the Bible. Or no, don't look for that anymore. Look for someone who you can see how genuine his heart is. You will find your mac to your cheese. Trust me, you will find your salt to your pepper. You will find your curtido to your pupusas, your salsa to your tacos, whatever you say in your head every day, like, I want this, I want that. Like, cry out to God. There is no better way. I remember growing up, that is what I did. I just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and said, God, I want this in my life. God, when I marry, I want a marriage that will last a lifetime, till death do us part. I want a man who's gonna love me, who's gonna cherish me for the woman that I've become. And that is what I encourage you to look for. We're fragile, and a lot of the times giving our heart away to so and so, to so and so, to so and so, just makes it even harder to pinpoint when God is showing you the man that he wants to give you in your life. And that is one thing that I have noticed, that you have such a blur, because you feel that there's no man out there that's going to meet the standards that you have set. But there is a man out there that is going to meet the standards, and God's going to give you so much peace. God is going to give you so much enlightenment when you and this person meet, that you're gonna know. It's not gonna be a questioning God or praying over and over and over, is this the man God, is this the man God? You're going to know. You're going to feel the peace, the love of God, what he does for you, what you do for him. You're just gonna feel that sigh of relief. That's what I felt when I allowed God to be the one to remove all train thought of my thoughts of what a godly man was. Is when my eyes and my heart opened to see that all along there was a man literally in front of me, every weekend at church, that was going to be the loving husband, the loving father, and show me Christ is real love. That is what I want to leave to you ladies today. Don't settle. Don't settle for anyone out there. Don't. If you feel they don't meet the expectations and you feel in your heart deep inside that something's not right, don't settle for that. Don't settle. Don't give your heart away just easily like that to anyone that comes along. And if, young lady out there, if you're watching, go to school, prepare yourself. Don't think that your schooling is not going to make it happen. And that's another thing. Don't ever let anyone tell you that the man of God is at your local church or the church that you attend to. That is so far away from the truth. Like I mean, at least my guy did come from my local church. However, I believe that God can bring you the man of your dreams, that godly man, if you're at school, if you are at work, if you are out and about. God is so mysterious that you just don't know where God is going to present himself and show you who the man of God is for your life. I'm going to say a prayer for anyone who watches this, even if it's just one person out there that this video has reached and you said, hey, you know what, that has encouraged me to focus on God and to maybe even, let go of a relationship that I'm in, because I know God has something better. I will be praying for you. I'm hoping that this video does reach you and that God can do what he has to do in your life, and know that you will find that person. Don't doubt it for one bit, not even when the enemy is whispering in your ear saying it's not going to happen. Who else is going to love you like that? Who else is going to do it if you break up with this person? Trust me, God has everything under control. And if you want to see what God did with us, and he gave us a beautiful little child, I'll also link that video here. She's doing some TikTok challenges. She's so precious. If you want to follow us and subscribe, please do so. Like this video and hit that bell button so that you get notified of future videos.